Novak Djokovic can't take it anymore and confirms what everyone was wondering about Carlos Alcaraz. No one expected it. Djokovic reveals an unexpected detail about the final that Carlos Alcaraz played just a few days ago at Wimbledon. Novak Djokovic will debut this Tuesday at the All England Club with the goal of winning his 25th Grand Slam. The Serbian will thus seek his 8th title at Wimbledon, a tournament where he has always shown his best level. The anticipation in the tennis world is high, and everyone expects a great performance from the current world number one. Before his first match, Djokovic reflected on the final of the last Grand Slam, played between Carlos Alcaraz and Jannik Sinner at Roland Garros. The Serbian admitted he couldn't watch the start of the match due to family commitments. He was out with his family, but his companions insisted they return home to watch the final closely. The intensity of an unforgettable match. When he finally began watching the match, Djokovic admitted he went from being neutral to feeling deeply emotional. He said that at first, he wasn't rooting for either player and was watching just as a fan. However, he quickly got so into the match that he started sweating and feeling a lot of tension. Djokovic described the match as one of the best he's ever seen in his life, highlighting the impressive physical and mental quality of both players. According to him, it was an unforgettable clash that showcased an extraordinary level of tennis. His respect and admiration for the new generation is more than evident. For the Serbian tennis player, witnessing such intense matches is a source of motivation. He clarified that he doesn't feel envious, but rather inspired to compete again in equally demanding matches. This excitement drives him to keep training and fighting to remain at the top of the sport. Wimbledon, the perfect stage for a new chapter. The new generation of tennis players, represented by Alcaraz and Sinner, is delivering a spectacle worthy of the great legends. Djokovic sees in them an opportunity to keep raising the level of global tennis. He himself hopes to be part of those passionate 5-set matches again. With this mindset, Djokovic arrives at Wimbledon hungry for victories and with his ambition intact. His experience and ability to face big challenges make him one of the favorites. The Grand Slam season is in full swing, and the public eagerly awaits his debut at the Cathedral of Tennis. Djokovic, favorite at Wimbledon, it's my best chance to win the 25th Grand Slam. The Serbian can never be ruled out of the title race, especially not at the London tournament, where he has reached 6 consecutive finals, losing the last 2 to Alcaraz. Novak Djokovic is the last active member of the Big Three that included him, Nadal, and Federer. At 38, the Serbian is still on the courts and plans to continue for a few more years, at least until the 2028 Olympic Games. He is not going through his best phase in tennis. It's harder for him to beat his rivals. He has been eliminated early in some tournaments, and he appears a step below in terms of pace compared to Sinner and Alcaraz. Even so, he continues breaking records, has won every tournament in the world, and has secured 100 career titles, including the record of 24 Grand Slams and 40 ATP Masters 1000 trophies. Now Wimbledon approaches, where he has won the trophy 7 times, 4 of them consecutively. Djokovic can't be ruled out of any title contention, least of all the grass court Grand Slam. He's been in 6 straight finals here, not missing one since 2018. In the last 2, 2023, 2024, he was defeated by Alcaraz. Djokovic knows that this Wimbledon 2025 may be his last train to win his 25th Grand Slam and pull ahead of Nadal's 22 and the rest. Wimbledon could be my best chance to win Grand Slam number 25 due to the results I've had here, plus how I feel and how I've been playing here in recent years, declared the Balkan to L'Equipe. Alcaraz, the first match of a tournament is never easy. The Spanish player needed almost 5 hours to beat Fabio Fognini. Carlos Alcaraz knows he has to improve if he wants to keep advancing at Wimbledon. The Spaniard needed 4 hours and 37 minutes to overcome Fabio Fognini, ranked 130 in the ATP rankings, but he ultimately continued his winning streak. He hasn't lost since April 20th, totaling 19 consecutive victories. Although Carlitos is aware he has room to grow, the level shown by the Italian, who even asked Alcaraz for his shirt at the end, surprised many. To be honest, I don't know why this is his last Wimbledon, because with the level he showed today, he could keep playing 3 or 4 more years. I have to give him credit for this great match. He's a great player, has been throughout his career, and showed his talent today. I'm sad it's his last Wimbledon, but happy to have shared the court and locker room with him so many times, Alcaraz said warmly about Fognini. The Spaniard also reflected on his own performance, very different from his recent showings at the Queen's Tournament. Playing the first match of a tournament is never easy, especially on center court. I've played well on grass at Queen's, but Wimbledon is different and I noticed it. I tried my best, but I can do better, and I will try too. Overall, it was a good match. Carlitos wasn't exactly disappointed but was aware of the areas he needs to improve. I have to improve. Serving is a key weapon on grass. And I want to keep enjoying being at Wimbledon. He was also asked about his next opponent, the surprising and very young Brit Oliver Tarvett. First, he encountered a crowd that will be rooting for their local idol but wasn't offended. I know it's not going to be personal, laughs. Then, he showed he's already been watching him. When he qualified, I knew he had been playing college tennis and was playing really well on grass. He deserves it and has been doing well, so I'll have to play my best tennis. If he wants to avoid another long battle, he certainly will. Fognini, ahead of the match against Alcaraz, my son called me and said he wanted to come. Fabio Fognini doesn't usually give many interviews, but facing Carlos Alcaraz in the first round of his last Wimbledon warranted it. The Italian, very content with everything tennis has given him in his career, spoke to as an AFA ahead of what might be his last match on centre court at the All England Lawn Tennis Club. He said playing against Alcaraz makes him very happy and that his children would be in the stands. My son called me and said he wanted to come watch the match, and now when we crossed paths with Alcaraz, I told him not to say hi because he's my opponent tomorrow. My son got mad. He shared in a light-hearted chat with the media. Revealed, the serious problem Carlos Alcaraz is facing that no one imagined. Usually, when Carlitos has played Queens, the court was unused, the grass fresh. But this year, with the introduction of the WTA Queens the week before the ATP tournament, the grass was already worn out. The women played first, and the same grass was used. This means the court was a bit slower, unlike what he'll find at Wimbledon, where he'll play on a freshly laid surface. As last year's champion, Carlos Alcaraz will inaugurate center court at the All England Club, and it will be in perfect condition. Fresh grass is faster than when patches of dirt appear and the surface shortens. At that point, the game slows down and rallies become longer, as is happening at Queens. Nadal knows this well. He has lost early at Wimbledon to much lower-ranked players like Steve Darcy, Dustin Brown, or Lucas Rosol. All used short, effective games on fast courts. This is the trap for Alcaraz. He used a worn grass court to prepare. The five-time Grand Slam winner will need luck in the draw to avoid a big server who could trouble him on such a fast surface, which will slow down as matches are played. Not being fully adapted could hurt him, especially as his main rival, Jannik Sinner, is playing on completely new grass at the ATP Halle. We show it below. In any case, Carlitos made this decision, and it can't be changed. His debut against Adam Walton was very convincing, and he looked eager to make noise on grass again. His next opponent will be Jaume Munar, a player traditionally poor on this surface but who has improved a lot this season. Alcaraz is aiming for his second Queen's title to equal Feliciano Lopez. Djokovic and Alcaraz's secret to success: whatever he's doing there, it's working. This Thursday's session at Wimbledon gave us a striking image: Carlos Alcaraz and Novak Djokovic training on center court. The protagonists of the last two finals practiced in a session that drew great attention. Before hitting the court, the Serbian spoke to the media and commented on Alcaraz's vacation in Ibiza after winning in Paris. For Djokovic, whatever he's doing there, it's working. He always wins before and after Ibiza, said the seven-time champion at the Cathedral. The former world number one also showered Alcaraz and Sinner with praise after their Roland Garros final. What they did in the final was incredible. I was at home, my wife wanted to watch the match, but I didn't. We went out for lunch during the first part of the match, but then came back and watched. And it was an incredible match. I give huge credit to both. It's one of the most historic matches we've seen, he acknowledged. Sinner and Djokovic prepare to suffer in London. The Wimbledon draw has not been kind to Novak Djokovic and Jannik Sinner, who will have to suffer from day one in London, unlike Carlos Alcaraz. Wimbledon 2025 is now underway, or at least the main draw is set as of Friday. Starting this Monday, June 30th, we'll enjoy all the matches leading up to the final on Sunday, July 13th. And as always, some players came out better off than others. Carlos Alcaraz's path is relatively smooth, while Jannik Sinner, Novak Djokovic, and Jack Draper face a real grind from the get-go. Starting with the number one, his first-round opponent will be fellow countryman Luca Nardi, who on paper shouldn't cause too many problems. The winner of Tseng vs Vukic awaits in round two. But from the third round, the challenge grows. 27th seed Denis Shapovalov, a grass specialist, could be next. If Alcaraz gets through that, likely opponents in the fourth round are Tommy Paul or Grigor Dimitrov. But the real tourmalet begins in the quarterfinals. Lorenzo Musetti, though coming in injured and without grass matches this year, or especially Ben Shelton, who plays well on this surface. After that, Draper, Djokovic, or a surprise player, and then the winner of Djokovic's side in the final. As for Noel, his path is very tough. He'll start against Frenchman Alexander Muller, then likely Daniel Evans in the second round. From there, it gets intense: Alex Michelsen or Chris Eubanks in the third round, a possible fourth round against de Minaur or Macaque, and then the quarterfinals, potentially against whoever survives the Draper, Bublik, or Mensik mini section. Then a semi-final against Sinner and a potential Alcaraz clash in the final. Jack Draper draws one of the most dangerous opponents early on. Fourth seed and local hero Jack Draper has the unlucky honor of facing perhaps the biggest outsider of the event and the breakout star of the grass season, Alexander Bublik. The Kazakh already impressed on clay by reaching the quarterfinals at Roland Garros, and now on his preferred surface, he's taken another leap. He won the ATP 500 in Halle convincingly, defeating top 10 players like Sinner and Medvedev, and now wants to go further at Wimbledon, where his best result so far is the 2023 round of 16. He'll face Jaume Munar in the first round and likely Marozsan in the second. But in the third round, a potential showdown with Draper awaits, a match worthy of quarterfinals or even semifinals. Before that, Draper must beat Baez and then Cilic or Collington. But if both make it to that third round, the winner could become a top favorite for the final stages. Although in the round of 16 they'd likely face Mensik before Djokovic in the quarters, assuming everyone gets that far, of course.